Hi everybody, welcome to the week in Marvel Avengers Alliance. Today is Friday, September 9th, and we're going to call this edition the Getting Your Refund edition. So, what I mean by that is a lot of people have been wondering what exactly is Playdom going to do about the fact that people spent good money on the game. Now, I'm going to be straight up and tell you that any money spent on the game throughout the history of the game, you don't deserve back at this point. That's like me finding out that WoW is going to close a year from now. At the end of this expansion, there is going to be no more WoW. They're not going to keep it around. They're not going to be like, oh, we'll just keep the stuff up, but we're not going to do new content, blah, blah, blah. I don't think Blizzard owes me for that. I paid a subscription. I got my money's worth while I was playing it. End of story. Like leasing a car. Okay, my lease is up. Time to return the car. Whatever. For Marvel Avengers Alliance, obviously there are completely free players, and then there are people who have paid money along the way. Then there are people, of course, who have teamed up to do their Get Gold special offers, which, as I figured out, there was never really a discount in those, but they were good around birthdays and Christmases. You know, there were times where I was like, oh, well, you know, Christmas is coming. I'll do an offer and get a gift through 1-800-bullshit or whatever it was, and then get gold in the game. And then past a certain point in the game's history, I was fairly religiously getting the gold sale weapon. There have been times where I wish I didn't. There have been times where I was very happy with the purchase, and then there were times where the purchase not a lot of people liked, but I liked. Like the Isosaur Whisper. I'm okay with that item. A lot of people crap all over that thing and say that it's trash. I wish it was a special item and not activatable, because it would be good on defense that way, but I like it as an item that I never actually use. I just wait for it to proc, like the Cosmic Cardinal, and then it's great. And then there are some things that I thought were kind of trash that a lot of other people liked. Like the very first free action summon thing. I think the very first one was the Heroes for Hire. I never found that one that impressive, but then there were people who are like, it's really good. But all those 50s here and there, I don't feel that the game owes that back to me. I took that gold and I put it towards respins at times, or a Spec Ops item, or I stacked my armory to do better in PvP, you know, with the 6 for 12 items or the 2 for 2s. Whatever it was, I felt I got my money's worth out of it. Now, there has been a common comment, complaint, statement, feeling about the game recently that is definitely justifiable, and that is the fact that, hey, all those killer suits went on sale, all those killer ISOs went on sale, they were pretty much needed for PvP, and they made amazing teams down the stretch. I would not have spent gobs of gold on that shit if I knew the game was going to be wrapping up in the end of a month or so. That's a common statement. And I feel that one is definitely justifiable and a very, very valid statement. Well, I'm here to say I've got some help for you guys. Playdom is probably not going to give you money back for that. And there's been people saying, hey, I've been doing roulettes and I've been earning gold, but I'm not getting any. This has been a little bit of a mixed bag. Some people did get gold. Some people were getting rejected. Those rejections, I saw a screenshot of one of those. It was, well, you're the only one who seems to be having this problem. This does not seem to be a widespread thing. So, it's probably your stupid game. Maybe you should refresh or take your computer and throw it out the window. Well, obviously that's not true. Everybody I know, if they win gold in the roulette, they're not getting it. I think why they maybe thought it was not widespread is that maybe they were only getting input from people who were not winning gold. I don't know of anybody who won gold in a roulette and actually got it. So it seems to be universally broken. You do the spec ops, you get gold from a mission, you don't get gold. Well, it seems now people have had some better luck getting their gold. And I've had a few people say Playdom just dumped 2,000 on them. And you might be like, whoa, 2,000 gold in their account. Let me get in on that. If you think about it, Playdom has set that precedence in Marvel Avengers Alliance 2. You can get 50 gold for the cost of 10 gold in that game, and you've seen that on my videos. You can take your gold and spiral it so far out of control, you basically like Donald Trumped your own pyramid scheme for yourself. And you can buy trials and do all kinds of crazy stuff in Marvel Avengers Alliance 2. You would think Playdom would go, you know, we're doing that in Marvel Avengers Alliance 2. Maybe we should just dump like 2,000 gold on anybody who complains. I put in a complaint today. I finally broke down and said, hey, I've won 200 to 300 golden spinners in the Spec Ops. I don't seem to be receiving any. But it was really nice to say thank you for 4 years of service. Love the game. I hope the petition makes you guys reconsider. It was very conciliatory. It just kissed a lot of ass. We'll see what happens. But for the money that you've spent for the last 60 days, dating back to the 9th of July or so, you can get some money back for the game. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how. I did this only after other people said that they did it and they posted their results and they got it, and I got it. So I can tell you this is not a rumor. I got back $60, which is a 10 and a 50 that I spent in August. A 10 and a 50 for the sale. So here's a screenshot of the steps by the person who originally said that they had done it and it worked out for them. The first thing you need to do is over in Facebook, you're going to want to go ahead and click this little blue arrow next to the lock and do payment history. Now, member of Napalm's Army, Doug, has said he didn't have payment history, and he sent me a screenshot, but his menu was, like, really different. His was almost like a content creator's menu, maybe like Kingfisher would see something like that. His menu didn't really look like mine, but as a normal person who's not, I don't know, maybe he's not a content creator, but for me, this is what my menu looks like. Create group, manage groups, create ads, blah, blah, blah. Well, payment history is where you want to go. When you go to payment history, and you don't need to study this because this is not me and all of the good stuff is already blanked out anyway, you will eventually get some screens like this. Now, I do believe Doug had to go over to settings in order to get to it. I think that's what he told me. But eventually you're going to come to your account settings, and payments is where you want to go. When payments is up, your screen will look like this. Dates and times in which you spent money in your games. You'll see some Marvel Avengers Alliance stuff, and you'll see the status, received, and paid. In the paid column, I believe, is the number, is the amount of money that you spent for the transaction. So for me, in August, similar to his dates over here, I had a 10 and I had a 50. When I clicked on the 50, and remember, do this in the column where the cost is, you get a screen that looks like this in number 4, okay? The date that it was purchased, the amount of gold, totals, blah, blah, all that kind of stuff. There'll be a payment ID, and then there'll be this dispute button. When you hit dispute, it then takes you to the final screen, in which it says, alright, well, tell us about the shit you're having trouble with. And I did games purchase, he did games purchase, because that's what it is. It's not advertisements, it's not messenger payments or charity. And I put down here, the community believes that Playdom knew the game was shutting down more than a month ago. They put a lot of incredible stuff on sale. I purchased it not knowing the game would close, and now the game is closing a month or two later. I feel Playdom knew this and took money from us. Yakety yak. Don't talk back. And I said, no, the purchases... Yes, the purchases were made... Ooh. Maybe I misread that. I may have said yes, they were made by somebody under 18, which might have been a mistake. But you want to do no, the purchases were made by an adult. Please select one. He has... I don't recognize these charges. I put... Ooh, I don't know. I don't know what I did over here. I can't remember, but I mean, I basically used the freeform area to say the game was closing down. I wouldn't have spent this money had I known about it. And they gave me back my 10 and my 50, and I have the email to prove it, that my PayPal was going to get credited $60. And that's what they did. Since they've done that, and I need to take a look at my July ones here, if they're late enough in July, I may try to dispute them and also get more money back. But that's how to get your money back for at least your August purchases if you did them for the game. Some people who've been rejected through Facebook, and again, I only really know one, but everybody else has been successful. For the one failure, he said he's even going to take it to PayPal. And I've had to do that with eBay. There have been times when eBay's hemmed and hawed, and they're like, well, you know, you pay through PayPal, and I've gone to PayPal, and they've resolved it. So if you want your money back for any money you spent on the flight suits or the ISOs at the time, and I'm sure a lot of us did, that's how you can do it. Don't go to Playdom. Go to Facebook, and I can tell you, again, not a rumor, 100% I am getting my money back. And I say that in future tense because it may not have been credited yet, but Facebook has said, approved, you're getting your money back. So again, to start it all off, you go here to your arrow. I went to payment history. If payment history isn't there for you, you can do it to settings, and then you want to go to payments, and then that's when everything will begin to look like this picture. I think at one point I may have clicked the game over here and it tried to take me to the game, so pretty much just go where it's got the price, and that's what worked for me. So on to slightly happier things. Basically, knowing that gold is not going to really be a premium currency anymore. You know, I've been a little skippy on stuff. We do know that skipping long things into Spec Ops is fine because you're getting the gold back from the tasks. I've got everything I want here. I may not have the... I think I have the fist. I definitely have the tactical launcher, and I'm going to show you guys something with that. And I definitely have the glimmering staff, but I've never used it. So let's come out of full screen. Let's go over to my team. Alright, so for the newest characters, my Warlock just turned 10 today. My Phyla is 12. And my White Tiger is 11 going on 12. May as well give her a cheapy speed up over here. I do have plans for some videos for these characters. You could say, why? Who cares? You're never going to be able to use them. Because, like I said, I'm going to give you guys content until the game is over, and I'm going to pretend that it's not. If you're upset enough with the game that you don't want anything to do with it, don't watch the videos. I've had people give me positive input and say, yes, I want to see your videos until the game goes. It's going to make it easier for me. I like seeing the content. I like hearing your ideas. So I will be doing that. So there's my Phyla. And There's my Adam Warlock. He's got everything done. White Tiger, of course. Phyla and Ronin have been ready. Phyla's been set for PvP for a while. She was used last season. My Ronin is set up for PvP. You don't want to use Fleet Feet on him, as some people pointed out, because it gives him exhausted, which his own extra turns do not do. So that actually screws with him a little bit. Falcon's getting close to another level. Let's take Phyla to a simulator. And let me check to see if I have that evolutionary fist first. So we're going to hop into a villain sim over here because I want to show you guys something cool that was pointed out to me. At first, I didn't quite understand what was being said, and then the person clarified it a little bit. I was like, okay. Just to give you a heads up, I'm going to be doing a video on this called Way of the Gun Fist. And it's going to have a setup like that. I'm not going to totally reveal it, because that's going to be in a separate video. But I'm going to take this gun out for now. Let me type in fist and see if I have that fist. No, I don't have it. I'm gonna have to farm for that thing. Okay, so let us get the tactical launcher. And we'll keep the tactician's flight suit. And so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a preview of another video I'm going to do. And it's going to be called Bane Walker. It features setting up Bane for somebody who uses the Shadow Walker ISO. And oh my god, thing of beauty. I happened to stumble upon it for the Thunderbolts daily. And I was very impressed with the damage. But for this particular moment in the video, we're not going to be focusing on the Bane Walker setup. So, as some of you may know, the Scroll of Aknazak, when slotted in 1 through 4 on your agent, if you used a flight suit, when you got in the flight suit, the Scroll of Aknazak would take over that ability and would become the Scroll of Aknazak. If you slotted it in the 5th slot, it becomes available in the suit. And there were some people who knew this. I ran into at least one person on defense who had done that. But now, if you look, the tactical launcher is available in the suit. But the stun static charge one is not. But the envenom blinded one is, and the deadly crits high crits is. And to prove that it will work, now what that does is that has consumed stamina, but it has not consumed the suit's resources. And what's really cool about that is it does envenomed, and the tac suit does biofeedback, which is another poison. And if we look at Tactical Force here, he is envenomed and he's biofeedbacked. So if you were running an attrition exploiter, there's 2 poisons on there for that person to exploit. So that's what I wanted to show you about the tactical launcher. Shame that we can't do too much to it, but the tactical launcher is available to the suits as a 5th action, and I would imagine if we had another PvP, I can see somebody doing that. I don't think the weapon's that bad. It could have been used in PvP on a suit. So I'm going to grab a Bruiser Sim. I think I like to do her with Bruiser. Let's see. Yes, I think I was using her in the Bruiser Sim. And you know what? Let's give her Ronin. And let us get Mr. Hafe. In case you have not run this team up before, Ronin brings Hafe nearly back to the goddom that he was, but differently. Rather than being like super supporty Iron Fist before he was nerfed, he becomes an attack god under Ronin's tutelage over here. So, not enough that we really need to worry about healing right now. She looks like Little Red Riding Hood in that pose there. I've always been struck by that. Every time I've seen it, it's like she turns into Little Red Riding Hood. And that's why I held the heal. I want to weaken these guys before I do anything. Unfortunately, Ronin did not get any of his extra turns. But hopefully we get a moment to see exactly what Iron Fist can do with Ronin over here. Phyla's level 9 is really good. Nice dodge. Damage, but, you know, not too bad. Now, this is going to be Iron Fist against a Blaster, so it may not be the best. Oh, hi. Okay, good. We get the pressure point set up. Iron Fist has got a huge potential to do a lot of damage with this hit coming up over here. Damn, 33k. That's the Iron Fist that we all knew and loved. It's so nice to see him put up those numbers again. I mean, obviously that's Ronin. Ronin can do that to just about anybody in the game, but it's just so nice on Iron Fist. And it's because of the rising up and the pressure point exploitation all at the same time. It's just a really nice combo. Hammer's got the potential to do some good amount of damage here with the fact that he's a blaster. I will... Oh, really? Well, maybe Iron Fist can put Hammer down. Nope. We might lose Phyla over here, which would be really a very sad thing. Lucky on that one. No, 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 no. Crap. Oh well. So yeah, I love what Ronin does to Iron Fist. Phyla, she's, you know, she's a little squishy at times. But that's why she gets the res. And I'm going to do the Generalist sim now and bring in White Tiger. Because that's another fun one for me. I'll show you what I like to do for my generalist sim over here. Obviously White Tiger, she's the target. I like to bring in Classy Rogue and then Phyla, but sometimes I'll actually won't go Phyla and I'll bring in Colleen instead, but Phyla's the heal carry for this one. And you can see she's got her PvP set up over there of a massive 10k. Start going in on Fixer, because we're going to have to deal with those timed mines. Because remember, this is not our Fixer, this is enemy Fixer, who has a completely different toolkit. Classy Rogue is a dream. She's so good. I mean, actually, Rogue's, she's somebody who's kind of unique in that she has two amazing alternate uniforms in this game. Famine Rogue is wonderful, but Classy Rogue, I think, is still very, very strong. I mean, when you do something like this, she's absorbing tactician power now. So now she's a tactical scrapper. And when she counters and absorbs and becomes 3-4 classes all at once, it's really good. So now she's technically a tactical scrapper. And we're going to try to set up White Tiger for the big finish in just a little bit. And I mean, that energy drain, just setting her, I mean, that's Spitfire right there. That's like Spitfire doing her Voracious Vixen. So there you go, guys. There is the week in Marvel Avengers Alliance. Hopefully by my next video, I will have farmed the Evolutionary Fist over here. I think this thing is pretty cool. Mostly for the advanced cybernetics. Although Malignant Fire is pretty neat. But I do have everything else so far that I've been going for in these. And yeah, Warlock is really good. And I'll be doing some videos on him. But, so upcoming videos for me. I still want to do Mach and Elektra. I'm going to have one video called Banewalker. I'm going to have another video about Way of the Gunfist. And that might have White Tiger and Juggernaut in it. I'm not exactly too sure yet. But Way of the Gunfist is a modification of a setup that Agent Ree gave me. And I happened to notice some other thing that I can do with that setup, and I modified it slightly. So, there you go, guys. Good luck in getting your money back for August and anything you spent in September. July might be a little touchy, but I'm going to try July myself, provided that any of my purchases in July fall under the 60 days or so. Take care, everybody. Have a good weekend.